first want to invite us to take a breath together. So we actually arrive here in the space. Okay. Let's meet on the exhale. In through the nose. Hold. And out through the mouth.
In. Hold. And out with the sigh. Maybe shake it. This is exciting.
Look, there's a bumblebee.
Oh!
So at the moment we're sitting, for the people who are not watching, who are just listening.
Yes.
We're sitting at a lake and Lorena just picked up a bumblebee. Oh my god.
He's so fluffy and super cute.
Wow.
Oh, that's a great sign. Okay, bye-bye. Or not, he can stay here. Okay. You can take him over.
So you can concentrate.
Yes, so I can concentrate. I'm sometimes distracted by how fluffy and bees and bumblebees are. So, hello, my loves and everybody. Welcome back. Today we're meeting at a very special episode that's actually going to be a beautiful conversation with me and my soul sister. So me and Paulina met a year ago, and it was such a soulful encounter that was...
Wow, the first term which came to my mind, it was such a divine meeting.
Divine meeting,
yeah.
Yes. And now she's here with me in Croatia. We have spent the incredible 7 days together, and we had so many insights. The insights we had were incredible, and we want to share the biggest one that we had, or the biggest question that we had, which I think is very important. So do you mind sharing how we came to this question?
I would love to. I still need to take care of this bumblebee on my arm right now. Maybe you can take it.
Okay.
Maybe one of us will always be the beekeeper when we're speaking. We left this past relationship behind, and you feel, okay, now it's time to move on. And yeah, maybe you find yourself like daydreaming about your future husband and wondering where and how you will meet and all this. And it happened for me as well. But then I was on my way to Croatia. I came here by plane. And I was on the plane, and I felt this huge desire to confront myself with the question, what if I don't find a partner? And not coming from a place of lack or thinking, oh, I will never ever find someone, but just wanting to tune in with this reality. Okay, but is my life less complete just because I don't find a partner? And yeah, while I was on the plane here, I actually sat with this question and allowing myself to feel, okay, how does it feel like if it would just be me? And it actually felt pretty good. Like, just I felt like so abundant, and I was just feeling all the things I would do because I don't rely or depend on anyone doing it. And while I was opening up to it, I saw an Instagram post. And I love, because at the moment I turned my Instagram to the space where I go in, and sometimes it's helping me to get out of a trigger, or it's like helping, or it's like giving me some beautiful picture of inspiration, or an inspirational quote. So guys, create your Instagram into a place which is nourishing you and supporting you, and not triggering you, giving you anxiety. And there was this question, who are you? Now I'm afraid I don't get it right. Well, do you now? Like, I feel like my mind is blank. Like, who are you
when you're not performing for love?
Yeah.
So Yes, the question is, let's say it again, who are you when you're not performing for love? And you said this question to me a few days ago when we were discussing your airplane insights and everything. And that question resonated so much with me because I realized that I was doing so many feminine activations, so many these feminine practices, but I realized that I was still performing and wanting to be seen. And
maybe we can define a bit, what does it mean to perform for love? Maybe you want to tell us how is your definition, and then I would tell you mine.
So how I see it, when I perform for love, from the outside, you would look at me and you wouldn't see anything different. But from the inside, and this was happening on a subconscious level for me. For me, performing for love looked like I have an agenda. I want something, and then I show a loving side of me, which is there, but I show it because I want to get something. I show it because I want to get the validation. I show it because I want to get the attention, because I wish to be loved, actually.
I was going to say, it's because you want the love.
Yeah.
When I saw this question, our bumblebee is just transitioning from hand to hand. Wow, what a beautiful gift to have this beautiful bee joining us. I was realizing it's exactly what you were saying. It's not so much about the outside performance or external performance. It's more with what intention you are approaching things. And it's not just approaching people, but I was realizing as well the way how I approached people was from a place of performing. The way how coming out of this relationship and then especially meeting men again, performing in a way of, oh, do you see me as lovable? Like, do you see me as worthy enough? And you, in your being, you have just this intention, oh, I actually want to find someone. But it's not just performing, what Lorena was saying, it's not just performing towards people, it's also performing in activities. Like, for example, we were talking about dancing or maybe taking care of our bodies. And even though on a surface level we do it for ourselves, but there's also a layer where there's this little voice deep inside where it's always thinking, yeah, but I do this for an outcome. I do this for a person eventually wanting to love me. Now we are sitting with this question, what is left?
What is left?
Or who am I when I actually stop performing for love?
Yeah, and we actually went to a dance class on Thursday, and it's a very feminine class that we went to. And something that was very interesting is I realized how much in these classes I was performing, because I was like, oh, now I look beautiful, now I look sexy, now men eventually are going to see me and notice me. And since I had this question, who are you when you're not performing for love? We had this exercise where we had a song and we had to just like fully dance and express. And I didn't know who I was during that song. I was struggling so much with like, what am I even doing? Like, who am I doing this for? How am I supposed to dance if I'm not performing? For who am I performing? Can I even perform for myself? And I was just so confused. And for 3 minutes, I was dancing, and you could see me dancing. But in my mind, I was just so confused. But in a good way, I feel like this question really shook me and kind of made me think of, okay, what is a different perspective that we can kind of shift our mind to? And I was so happy because in the last 20 seconds, I actually looked away from the mirror, listening to the music and actually just dancing without any agenda in my mind.
And maybe you want to share what came up. Like, how does it feel when you stop performing for love?
For me, and this realization actually came to me yesterday after my shower. I barged into the room and I said, Paulina, I got it.
And her beautiful white robe, like coming out of the shower. I was just like, oh my god.
I have it. I have the secret formula. So I believe that who am I or what am I doing when I'm not performing for love? And the answer is enjoying. Enjoying without the agenda. And it can look like a performance. And it can be a performance for ourselves. It can be a performance for somebody else. But the first intention is to enjoy, not to get anything out of it. Yeah.
I love that you use the words joy. Because when I was confronting myself with, okay, who am I when I'm not performing for love, and what's left and how does it feel, joy was one of the emotions which was coming up as well. Joy and freedom. Like, it's so liberating, because out of the sudden I was realizing there's nowhere to get. There's no end goal. I'm already here. I'm already so fulfilled within myself and feel like this highest form of love and enjoyment actually by just, enjoying so much my own presence. And I felt this, like, in relation to then meeting people, I can still like meet people and follow like beautiful connections, but it's also the pressure of just like that something needs to happen with this just goes away. And you're so much more open, and you're so much more allowing also people to show to yourself who they actually are, because you don't view, because we were actually realizing, what was the other sentence we had, like, stop looking for your life partner in everyone.
Yes.
And with this you already like put an expectation on them, and you actually don't allow to meet the person for who they actually are. You put this like already your projection. And if we stop doing that, what's left is just pure love and presence as well.
And presence, yes, because we're not thinking about, is this it? Is this my partner? And I realized that I actually am, because I'm going to Mind Valley in a few months. I realized that I'm going to Mind Valley, but I have this agenda of, that I'm going there with an agenda of like also meeting men and being actively searching for my partner. And I realized, wow, every man that I see, I'm gonna have like these thoughts in the back of my mind, like, are you the one, or are you the one? We actually had a beautiful full moon ceremony where we wrote down everything that we want to release, and then we burned it in a tiny bowl, so it was very safe. And one of the things that both of us had is, I think the sentence was, I stop looking for you in everybody. So truly being in presence with the people that are in front of us, and not having any expectation or agenda, but just enjoying their presence, that we met somebody new.
It's the thing. Can you help me a bit out with the word again? Divine.
The divine dichotomy.
Yeah, it's such a divine dichotomy or a paradox, because once we stop doing it, it will come.
Yeah,
it will come. That's just kind of the laws how it works here. And wow, I think that's it. No,
I think that's it. So let's have a few final thoughts and questions for you to reflect back to you. So really ask yourself, who are you when you're not performing for love, and are you performing for love? And let's maybe give just a few examples for people so that they can really see it, like, how does this look like in real life? So how for you, like, how did you perform for love, for example?
Yeah, it's the same what you were saying with the dancing, for example. Not like going there wanting to impress someone, or taking care of myself for the intention to look good for somebody else, or even with my art, like pursuing my career because this makes me a more lovable woman. So it's really all this, but this is like on the the intention, and what you were saying, it actually doesn't change in the outside. You can still do this, but for whom are you doing it? Yeah.
And I love that you mentioned your art, because I also had like a tiny, well, not a tiny, but my ulterior motive for the whole podcast that I actually made was actually performing for love as well. It's kind of sounds like I'm exposing myself right now. But
Spill the tea.
spill the tea. But yeah, I started this podcast because I had a tiny ulterior motive of I really want my partner to also listen to this and learn about my life, and also see how lovable I can be. And of course I was enjoying it, but I also had an agenda in mind. And I just love that with this question, who am I when I'm not performing for love? Now every time I start feeling like I need to perform because I want to be loved, I can actually recognize it and see, okay, let's go back a bit. Like, where is this coming from? Where do you feel the lack? And making my podcast from a more loving place, from an even more loving place, and I feel like more authentic as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and feeling the lack, and then maybe looking into the mirror and see, okay, where can I give this attention to myself? I'm the external validation and love I'm seeking so much, and yeah, I think this is what I will do more now and step more into, in giving me there, like performing for myself eventually.
Performing for yourself. And yeah, to wrap up, let's take a breath together with this bumblebee who is still here and keeping us company. So let's all meet on the exhale. And in. Hold. And out with the sigh. I want to really reflect back to you how much I'm grateful that you took the time out of your day to listen to this episode, to watch this video, because this is a very important topic, and I feel like with this question, your life is going to be even more abundant, and you're going to be able to approach it from a truly authentic and joyful place, and really put things into perspective that the right people are going to show up at the right time, and the only thing you have to do is enjoy life.
Enjoy life. I love you so much.
Love you too, and thank you so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.